Today is May 6th. The Yankees win a series against the Houston Astros. They do not get the sweep, but they take 2 out of 3. Jake licked a urinal. Let's talk Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old Jomboy. Jomboy Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, steaming hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talking Yanks with old Jomboy. Jomboy and Jake. Talking Yanks with old Jomboy. Jomboy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks. It's brought to you by DraftKings. My name is Jimmy and sitting next to me is Jake. And in the corner we have producer Bug Dude. And we just got back from the game itself. We were at the stadium for the Cole versus McCullers Game 3 of this series. And now we're back here and we're going to talk about the whole series, not just that game. Jake keeps saying, I want to talk about just that game. I say, no, we do the whole series here. How you doing, Jake?
Let's talk about the game a little bit.
The whole series.
All right, we'll do the whole series. James, Big Baby David, everybody in the chat. Oh, my God. Koopa, Banana, Kev, always. Llewellyn. Yeah, it was fun. We went to the game today. That was one of the original ambitions of the stadium. If we could go on a recording day, come back with the juice from the stadium. Got a couple tidbits. Going to mix them in.
Ambition of the office.
Can't just drop everything I got from the stadium, like how many people were thrown out of the stadium in this 3-game set. You weren't here for that, Jimmy. Our security guard friend came back around and gave us some stats.
He told you the number of people that had been ejected?
Yeah.
From games 1 and 2. He said he couldn't say today, but because it wasn't over yet.
So, I mean, there's some analytics.
Over 50, under 200?
Over
200? No way.
Yeah.
Per game.
So we'll talk about that.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, hey, obviously sucks losing on cold day, and we're obviously huge Chad people, and hey, sometimes that's baseball, and the guy that did it was hearing a lot from the audience. That was a pretty wild scene, a scene I probably won't forget. But, hey, Yankees win 2 out of 3. They're playing a really good brand of baseball right now, and it's let's be honest, when the Yanks were losing, it wasn't because of the bullpen. Like, I think that's kind of the vibe that you and I have had. It's almost felt like we've defied the baseball gods a little bit because our bullpen has been so good, especially on winning days. So we might even talk about that a little bit later. I've got some awards I want to give out to 6 guys. But,
No.
Good series.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
We have to talk the whole series, not just this game, Jim.
We're going to talk about all 3 of them. Do you have burns, or you're just going to do them off the cuff? You're doing them off the
They're
cuff.
going to be ad-lib burns.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's kind of what I do anyways.
No, I usually write them all down.
I write them down, but, I mean, it's usually pretty free.
So when we sell the book, these pages, these games, you'll have to. Someone will have to do the transcript afterwards. You can't put that in the book.
Grinky.
Can't put that in the book.
Okay.
This episode of Talkin' Yanks is brought to you by DraftKings. The hits literally keep on coming from one boxing event to the next. They grow in excitement and anticipation, and this weekend is no different with 2 of the sport's most respected fighters stepping into the ring Saturday night. There is no better place to get in on all of the action than with DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. For this weekend's fight, DraftKings is offering all new users a shot at turning $1 into $55. All you got to do is choose the correct winner, or you can go look at the Jomboy specials, bet on some Kuipers, have some fun. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code... Well, that's the wrong code. Jomboy when you sign up. For a limited time, all new users can bet $1 to win $55 on this weekend's main event. That's right, DraftKings Sportsbook is going all out for new users by offering them a chance to win $55 when placing a bet of $1 on this weekend's big fight. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, or PA only. Can I tell you, Jake?
I hope so.
I heard you do the ad read once, and you said New Jersey, Indiana, or PA only.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm going to steal that because Pennsylvania is long. And when you say Pennsylvania, you get reminded about how much Pennsylvania sucks. When you say PA, you just think of 2 letters. New customers only. Restrictions apply.
PA there. Like they do, like they say PA.
I know. I've seen that thing you do, Erie, PA. I know where the Oneaters are from. They say it all the time in that movie. Which is
I
the
don't
best thing
discuss
about
Erie.
Pennsylvania.
1-800-9 with it.
Yeah. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER in Indiana, 1-800-9 with it. Okay. Let's burn game one.
Let's get anything else off our chest. Luke Voigt's rehabbing, and he looks good. And we're ready for him when he's ready for us.
Yeah, is there a Severino update? I don't think we got one, right?
He threw
I
a
don't
live
think
hitters.
anything
I think
specific
we've-
besides
yeah.
he's like thrown off a mound. I don't know if it's live hitters, but I know like people like stood in the box.
Yeah.
I don't think they swung.
I think he said he was doing
Maybe
live
they
hitters
did.
soon. I
Maybe
don't know.
they did.
Voigt and Andujar went back to back in a AAA game. That's fun.
Dude, why don't...
You know, it was actually really funny, Jim. It was really funny, so just listen.
Oh, you want me to fake laugh?
It's not that funny.
Okay. But it
I
exists?
got to keep myself in check.
Yeah.
Andujar homered,
Yeah.
and it was like I had a nostalgia moment
Okay.
because it was like a nice Andujar homer. Like when he pulled on one, like
Did he helicopter it?
you would look at it and you'd be like, when Andujar pulls a homer, that's what it looks like.
Okay.
So I had that feeling, and it was right before Gio made a really nice play on one of the choppers in this series. Like, should have been a hard play that he made looked easy. And I was just like, well, the nostalgia went away pretty quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
The timing of it.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Life's about that.
Everything's about time. Timing's everything.
Everyone that said hi to us at the stadium, thank you. Very nice. A lot of BBD shout-outs.
It sounded like Andor's made some like good plays in left. For what that's worth, that's also just people who were there tweeting that it was like nice plays, like running catches. So
I don't believe it.
worth mentioning, but
That's David P.A. Festival Mendelson.
I'm not going to believe that. And there's like maybe Curry. If Curry said he looked good in left, I'd believe it. Otherwise,
I don't know
nothing
about
against anyone. I'm just not going to trust anyone's eye test on that at all.
I don't know about like in general how he's looked like full picture, but I've heard about at least 2 like catches.
I know. I'm just saying I'm not going to. I'd have to see the catches.
Yabba-zita.
Yeah, Yabba Zeta for sure. Someone said in the chat that Chad has a knack for giving up big home runs, which is funny to me because if he gives up a home run, it's a big home run.
Yeah.
Because he's a high leverage reliever.
Right.
So that's
Tough for Chad.
every
to give
time
up.
Chapman gives up a home run, it costs us the game. Well, he's a closer. Pitches.
He's only asked to do the times
Yeah.
where if he blows
They
it,
don't-
it blows the
they
game.
don't
That's
even
one of the
throw him in
things.
four-run
That's one of the
games
things you
anymore.
go around the. I always talk about all fans go around the league, and you just say like, yeah,
It's always a big spot.
it's always a big spot. Oh, he only pitches in those. That's when he throws the ball. Let's do burn of game one.
Ooh.
On your mark. I think. Do you have me on mute? Get set. Burn.
Everyone's favorite, the Houston Astros come to town. It's Domingo on a Tuesday. Herman versus Zach Donald, hoping he's got the green key to success for the Astros. And it's like, hey, in the first, you don't have to brag, man. Bregman with the solo homer takes the air out of the stadium, but pump it back in, babe. Giancarlo, let the rhythm take you over, Giancarlo. Get out of here, cheating Astros. It's 2-1. Stanton brings down the building. Clint, no RBI in the double play, but a run scores. It's 3-1 after one in the fourth. Michael Brantley, oh my God, Dr. Smooth sure is. 4:15 up into the Adoni suites. Not bad, my man. You lie. Oh, you like Gurriel. RBI double. It's tied at 3s. How about that? But in the 6th, DJ LeMahieu chops one to third. Bregman throws it to the tarp. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. 3 runs will score. It's 6-3. Make it 7 with the Giancarlo RBI single. Domingo was solid. 5 innings, 3 earned runs, blah, blah, blah. To Litke, to Loizaga, to Peralta. to Swag Green. He gives up the Cobras. Yankees win. Game run. 7-3 final.
Very well done. Very well done. Congratulations to you.
Wrote that a while ago.
Lies. Made it up on the spot.
It was lies.
You made it up on the spot. Do you have any juice? Because I'm getting low.
I can juice you up, my friend.
Thank you.
For you, I have juice for you.
Yeah, what'd you think about this game? I don't know if there's much to talk about, really.
A lot of energy in the stadium. Pretty wild. Yes Network leaning in. We've talked about it on pregame shows and stuff, but it was pretty...
Yeah, I was surprised how much Yes Network was leaning in, and the Yankees quotes afterwards, like, all the "Fu Altuve" chants. I thought the Yankees or Yes Network might be like, say like, I understand booing, but maybe they go a different route. Like everyone was just like, yeah, good.
Giancarlo, 4 hits. DJ with the leadoff, and then Giancarlo with the home run. That was pretty impactful. Yankees turned a couple double plays in this one. Bullpen did their job like they kind of have been doing all year up until today, people, and that happens in a baseball season.
They had Greinke on the ropes in the first.
Yeah, could have.
And could have changed the whole course of the series, blowing up their bullpen right as much as they could. I mean, Greinke still only goes 4? 5 maybe?
He goes 4.
4? But Clint came up and had that double play after Gleyber got walked. And Gleyber getting walked is kind of the story of this series because, if anything, this year we've learned how much protection matters. Because Clint or Gardner were behind Gleyber. And how many walks did he have in this series?
He had 3 in game 1. Gleyber had Ford behind him. He didn't have any game 2. And he had 1 today.
So 4 walks?
Yeah, 4, 3 in 1 game.
Well, 4 in 3 days is still a good amount.
Right.
But yeah, that was a little bit of a bummer because Greinke didn't look like he was throwing much.
Yeah,
and this ump was awful. That was funny.
It was 2-0 to Clint. And then I think the first pitch he did swing at was an outside fastball. It was a bummer. I kind of got where Clint was at. Like, Greinke's a veteran, and you think he's not going to walk himself out of this game. And he ended up settling in, and he was actually pretty good after that. So, yeah, they did have him on the ropes. Could have gone TKO. They did not. Herman battled. Wasn't the prettiest 5 innings, but 5 innings, 3 earned runs is like kind of modern baseball at this point. Gave up the 2 homers to Bregman in the first, and then Brantley, who had a bomb. Yeah.
Chapman was unavailable.
I think he was available. It was after
This
the
game?
off day.
Oh, it was the off day, but he did use him 2 days in a row. So it was a 4-run lead, so they give Chad the 9th, and he has a good 9th there. And the lineup, no really qualms there. Was this the crazy play? Or was that game 2?
That was this was
was
game
a crazy
2.
play.
Yeah, DJ LeMahieu chops one. Bregman fields it. He throws it away.
Odor gets hurt.
Everyone's coming. Odor, it looks like a nasty leg injury.
Astros played bad baseball.
A little bit.
Defensively. I mean, they have the Gleyber thing where no one covers any base. They have in game 3, Gio got the hustle double because who's the center fielder? Was it Straw? Just kind of like a half bobble, a half laziness.
Yeah.
And then the Bregman thing here.
Yeah.
They gave the Yanks a decent amount of runs on nonsense.
Yeah, no, I think
extra base
when we were
hits.
doing pregame show, there was, I remember for game 2, I was doing a little, the Yankees could have blown this one open early. The Astros also helped them out a little bit. So, that first inning and the Bregman play balanced out each other out a little bit. But, yeah, no, Bregman throw was kind of a big mistake.
I don't think Herman's getting any awards unless you were planning on it.
No,
Do you have anything on this line by him?
not really.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's kind of modern baseball, man. Like, I think after 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, and 83 pitches, I was fine they went to Litke. I think 10 years ago, I would have said, why the hell isn't Herman out there for the 6th? But that's where we're at.
Yeah.
And it was the lane that I predicted Litke in during the pregame show.
Mm-hmm.
Brantley, Bregman, Alvarez, because, of course.
Tied game in the 6th, and Litke comes in. There's a lot of people I've seen that haven't accepted that fact that they have Litke pretty high on the chart, which it became obvious a couple weeks ago. But yeah, I mean, expect Litke there.
Litke's been clean for a little bit now, and the Yankees love him.
Pretty wild.
That is pretty wild.
All right, let's go to game 2. They switch up the lineup a little bit. Odor goes to the IL because he's banged up his knee, so that means Ford's in. Jake, burn game 2, burn.
The full Monty. Jordan Montgomery on the bump for the Yanks in the middle game versus Luis A. Jerry Garcia as the Astros try to not be fish food for the Yankees. In the third, oh mama, there goes that man again. Giancarlo, let the rhythm take you over. Giancarlo to run homer. DJ scored 2-0 Yankees. In the fourth, those Astros strike back. Correa with the RBI. Gurriel with the RBI double. Almides Diaz with the backbreaker, O'Neill says on the broadcast. Astros take the 3-2 lead in the fifth. Again, may I have another Stanton RBI double, ties it up at 3s. We're locked up into the 8th. Aaron Hicks, God, did he need that? RBI single makes it 4-3. Guardy Party with the sac fly, and then, God, can't stop, won't stop. I'll get down, baby. Giancarlo again. It is 6-3 Yanks. Aaron Hicks scores. Monty, 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. To Cessa, Wandy Peralta in for some important outs. Johnny Laza, Araldis Chapman looking nasty. Yankees take game 2, 6-3 final.
Who would have guessed that in the series against the Houston Astros? I mean, no one would have guessed this. I hate phrasing it, but even 2 days ago, not even like some people say at the start of the season, would you have guessed it was Lucas Litke and Wandy Peralta? But even 2 days ago, would you have guessed it was Lucas Litke and Wandy Peralta getting spots and tie games in the 6th and 7th inning against the Astros?
No, and I mean, it's obviously there was a fear factor. Wandy Peralta comes in, and there had been a couple up and on pitches. Luis Garcia hit DJ before the Stanton homer, which was the entirety of the Yankees' offense for the first 4 innings or so. And then Wandy, you mentioned this on the pregame show. Go check it out if you haven't. Wandy's first pitch is was it Brantley's head?
Castro, right?
Castro, at the lefty hitting catcher. And it's like, okay, that's not great. And then it's 2-0. And then he battles back, and he actually strikes him out twice. It's the foul tip incident, which was hilarious. I think Hoodie Gleyber had the first clip on that went around the internet a little bit, that Boone came out. And not great for Gary.
Because the ump said, Gary knows it was a foul tip, and Boone said, well, if he said it, then he's wrong and you're wrong, and you're both wrong. It's like, Gary's like, oh man.
It was tough for Gary. It was the purest form of Boone argument style. Like just taking in the information as quick as he can, and then just like the answer's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're both wrong.
And Gary, I think, was like, but I didn't even say it.
You could pick anyone for your side, and they're also wrong.
Yeah.
Like that was Boone's thought process.
Yeah. I don't care who agrees with you.
So yeah, I mean, Wandy Peralta being in that moment.
Dude, Cessa in the 7th inning in a 3-3 tie.
Right, but I had that one. I mean, different look than Monty, and he's been low-key good. And if you looked at the bullpen usage, that kind of added up. Where Cessa should have earned that in our heads, but we still have a mental hurdle from 2016, 2017, and those years. But Cessa's been pretty solid, but yeah.
He only throws a slider now, basically.
Wandy P, and that was a tight spot, too, because if he didn't get Castro there, 3-batter rule, he would have had to face Altuve and Brantley. So that was a pretty big at-bat.
Yeah, I was worried after the foul tip because I was like, is he going to go back?
Right.
It was like a perfect... is a perfect 1-2 changeup, and he swung over it or foul tipped. He might have tipped it. I really don't even know. And then I was like, oh, shit, can he double up the changeup here? Like, what's he going to do? He doubled up the changeup and got the same exact result, which was cool.
And then we're still, you're right, that's one of those moments. We're still finding out who this dude is. Like, we don't know if he's a guy that sees that and says, I'm going to strike you out again, or if he's a guy that's on the mound like, I already got this guy out. Why do I have to throw another one? Yeah. Seems like Wandy's got a little bit of crazy in him. He does the funky leg kick business, and he wasn't freaked out in that situation at all. So, hey, put that early in your Wandy Peralta books. Yeah.
Good game.
I do, I have to give someone a shout out.
Okay.
Sorry, I know that wasn't on the sheet.
I mean, just going way off book here.
I didn't warn you at all on this.
We spent hours putting together planning docs here.
I tweeted out after the situation, the Wandy Peralta, and I said, Wandy P, new jokes for Burns, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kind of, I didn't realize he was going to be a part of things. Stratton Fairchild commented on it and said,
that's a fake name.
Yeah, oh, for sure. No, hey, Astros, were those pitches in 2D or 3D? No, they were in Wandy. Sit down. So I kind of like that.
I thought you were out on Wandy Vision jokes.
No, that was a 1D joke. That was a seating joke. It's a classic seating joke.
Seating?
Well, so it's two ways.
Or dimensional joke.
It's a dimensional joke. It can also be like actual seats. Like, where are you sitting? 2D, 3D. Wandy. Sit down.
Oh, I think if you say 2D and 3D, people think the dimensions.
They went for the dimension angle. I have a whole seating chart for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we're actually in 1F. If his name was Wanfi.
If his name was Wanfi.
Yeah.
Still not. Yet.
Yeah. All right, let's do game 3, which we were just at.
You think so? We were just at this game.
Yeah. Marcus at Burn. Marcus at Burn.
We got a good thing. Hope it's going to be okay. Garrett J. Cole on the bump, going for the sweep against the Houston Astros. Lance Armstrong McCuller tries to nut up for Houston in the third. No. Giancarlo! Let the rhythm take you over, Giancarlo. Te quiero. Solo homer. We saw it live. The man is on a mission. Not talking Beastie Boys. 1-0 Yanks. Yordan Alvarez. Holy smokes. That guy is a monster. He ties it up at ones. Clean. How's your porch job? Short porch for Clint. 3-1 Yanks. Hicks scores on it. No. Alvarez again? Alvarez gets him again. It is 3-2 in the 8th. The birthday boy. God, the air got sucked out of the stadium like BBD on a Thursday night. 5-3 Yankees after the Altuve homer. Hicks infield single, and Gleyber Torres is running, and he's not going to stop till he gets home. Some heads-up base running from the New York Yankees. A little rally. We're down 1. Oh, no. Muy Maldonado. Home run to left makes it 7-4. Sorry, Chad. We love you. It happens. Yankees lose. They do not get the sweep. Houston eats bugs. They win 7-4.
Good job, Jake. Yeah, I mean, this loss in the regular season really doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
Bullpen guys, no matter who they are going to give up like big home runs and in moments, and they already won the series.
Yeah.
And Cole pitching really bad would have hurt me more.
Yeah.
Or McCullers completely shutting down the offense, but they had a good amount of hits, right?
Yeah, I mean,
like
the Astros out hit the Yankees. Well, it's 10-9. And I guess that's where you and
how
I.
many walks did the Yankees have? Like 4 or 5?
Yankees had 4 walks.
And 9 hits and
Houston
4 walks?
had 2, yeah.
So I'm not even like that worried about offensively what happened. And then it's just, Altuve beat him on a high fastball, and it happened. So I'm
I think where
not going to lose any trust in Chad moving forward. So it's like, what do you do?
I think where you and I would stand, if there's something to not be happy about, and I don't want this to be shots fired at the dude, but he's clearly not in a rhythm right now, it's Justin Wilson.
Shouldn't have used him there.
There's a couple other people in the Yankees pen. That's 3 straight appearances for Justin Wilson that he's given up runs. So, I Yankees won this series.
Who would you have gone to? I'm trying to look at it.
It was a 1-run game. I mean, I think we have to come back to a little bit of a reality on this because it's who would the Yankees have actually gone to. I think you and I would rather see Michael King than.
They're not going to use him,
but the Yankees want to use Michael King.
Because they use him, they want to use a ton of bullets.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Litke.
So Lickey's the only other option.
Yeah.
And he pitched.
I would
have before.
He pitched right before Wilson. So yeah, I mean, it was kind of the Yankees' card to play. It just didn't seem like the right spot. I don't know. It is what it is. You'd rather have Wilson over Albert Abreu.
Yeah. No, King is there, but you're not going to pitch him.
Well, I guess now seeing Albert Abreu there, if you need someone to throw you 60 bullets tomorrow, like if you use King today for 1 inning, you'd have Albert Abreu. So I think there's an argument. Like, King's been good.
They paid Wilson, so.
Yeah. No, I very much get it. It's just Wilson clearly not in the best spot right now. That can very easily change over the course of the season. The dude hadn't pitched in 4 days, and he's been on kind of a rough schedule and just hasn't been good yet. So there's, hopefully there's a part this year where Justin Wilson gets into a rhythm and looks like the MLB veteran he's been. But
yeah, the bullpen I'm still pretty pumped about, man.
Yeah, dude,
because
they've been awesome this year.
If Wilson can get good, and if
Britton
comes back, and now we know Loizaga's a stud, and Sessa's been nasty, and Litke's been good, and King's been good, we're kind of adding a lot of pieces to this pen where, or some of them go down, but then Britton and these guys might get back good again, so I'm good with the pen.
Well, and I know there's something that you and I want to discuss next Tuesday for the midweek, maybe a couple voicemails. When you start talking about how we feel about our bullpen right now and some of the depth pieces, we originally thought when the trade deadline came around this year, it was probably going to be bullpen. I mean, there's a good chance that the Yankees try to hunt down a starting pitcher, which we also thought they'd be interested in. But now, if you can put all of your resources, that $4 million in cap space and whatever prospect capital, to go and get a starting pitcher, especially if you start talking playoff bullpens, we don't know what it's going to look like. Does Domingo Germán end up in the playoff bullpen or something? So,
yeah, that's what they're aiming for.
It opens up some fun line of questioning that we'll be talking about in kind of soon episodes. I mean, we're going to be at mid-May, start of June soon, so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, I'll just do it right now.
Do it right now.
What's today?
Today's the May the 6th to be with you.
Thursday.
I'll do it Sunday then. Because
Like
we're going to do it on Tuesday, right?
Well, we said we wanted to tell the people about it now.
Yeah, so I said this last show. I want, and I usually hate really early trade talks, but if you're one of our fans that likes playing GM, that's into UTPA, that is smart and can do math, I want voicemails of guys that fit the Yankees' payroll abilities as trade targets, or are close enough that if their team takes on 25% of the money or 50% of the money, that it works. And I want you to call in, and we'll do a voicemail app so that everyone else that doesn't want to do that math can have guys on their radar for the next 2 months, just keeping tabs. Like Jose Urena, who we saw in the Detroit Tigers.
Right.
He's really cheap, and he's having a really good season thus far. He could have a terrible next 4 starts, and then he's probably out of the running. But I'd like to just be keeping tabs of
track, yeah.
Tons of guys like that. But BBD's going to have to sift through this voicemail. So, again, only if you're an actual person that does this, and you have to say the salary and the numbers that the Yankees have to take on. So no one call in and be like, get Scherzer, because it's not happening, because they have around $3.1 million to spend. So you got to find a pitcher that costs less than that.
Yeah.
For this season.
So, like, example, Kyle Gibson's a friend of our Talkin' Baseball podcast, so I've been fake dreaming this, but he's on the Texas Rangers, who should be sellers, and I think his salary is $8 million. So if Texas ate a little bit of money with half of his salary come the All-Star break, you're really close, and teams could make that work in a trade.
Prorate it down to $4 million, and then they would have to eat some.
So keep it in the realm. And yeah, I think it'll be something good to keep track of, and just like, oh, Jose Urena got lit up. He's probably not a valuable trade piece at this point. Man, Gibby keeps killing it.
Yes. I'd like a running list. I usually hate really early, but if it fits the parameters of what the Yankees are willing to spend.
John Means. I saw that in the chat right now. Like, that's fun in a way.
Is it? Is he?
He's been lights out this year.
But
He's got like 3 years left. You'd have to give up like an actual package
a big
right
package, but fits the parameters.
Yeah, he's got 3 years left after this, but he only costs $500,000 for this season.
now. So that's the Yankees would have to pay a
a
real prospect capital there.
Yeah, because they can just trade him later on.
They can wait like 2
That
more
would be
years.
that would be a
and-
pretty good haul.
Oh, yeah. Which is really interesting on the Orioles side, because I think they want to be good in 2 years, but that's not guaranteed. And like John Means, well, he's got his value at his highest. He's been really good this year, just coming off a no-hitter. That's talking O's, though.
All right, yeah. So anyway, I want people that are good at the math and the numbers and like playing GM to send in voicemails. If you're not, kindly just like wait for the voicemail and don't ruin BBD's time as he sorts through. No get Scherzer calls.
Yes.
All right, let's go on to awards. The first award that we give out here on Talking Yanks is
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah.
all right.
Who are these guys?
Someone said Urania shouldn't sniff the mound come October. I would have Urania as kind of like the Jaime Garcia, Lance Lynn pieces, like the secondary pitcher, not the main target.
You're getting 40 innings.
Yeah.
Is what
He's
you're
he's
paying
helped you
for.
get through the season and
Yeah.
get there.
Give you get through August and September. Yeah. I wouldn't have him like trading for him to be a 1, 2, or 3 in the playoffs.
Right.
Maybe he goes to the bullpen in the playoffs and can be a long whatever.
The plan doesn't start him in a playoff game.
There's
He's also
different
not on the team.
tiers.
Bigger thing is I'm more looking to find
We just
find
want
me,
names.
just
to
find me
keep an eye
every
on.
guy that fits the money parameters, and then we'll figure out
Yeah.
who
We'll
actually
do
is-
the
what,
rest.
what their use would be.
if they're actually helpful or not.
Like John Gray, that might be a good one.
Young Jake, you get to go
Yes.
first.
For the pride of the New York Yankees,
Yeah, it's a tough one today.
there's one that stands out. And man, when he flamingos on the mound and throws that changeup. But I've never seen Giancarlo Stanton do that, so I'm just going to take him for the hitting stuff. Giancarlo Stanton,
Why?
pride of the Yankees.
Do you have a reason why?
James Giancarlo went 8 for 13 this series with 8 runs batted in. Second on the team was tied for 2. So that's 4 times. It is a math pot on occasion. I mean, 3 home runs. The guy is as locked in as you'll see someone at the plate right now. It's fun. I mean, and the 2 home runs in this series were as cool as they could be. I mean, after the DJ LeMahieu up and in pitch where you're not actually wondering, but you're like, okay, now we're a pitch away from this becoming a shit show. Leaves a fastball over the middle. That's in the seats. And then the home run in the first game, I mean, all the energy, all the electricity, and then Bregman homers. And then it's the nervous, still excited. We got a full ball game to put one in the stands. That first inning on Tuesday when Giancarlo put it in the stands was probably the most raucous the stadium's been in a year and a half or whatever it is. So that's pretty cool, man. He's it's beautiful. The minus the way he actually swings, it's still mentally kind of distortion. That's not the right word. But man, I'm really happy. I hope people are falling in love with this guy because it's cool to see him do this. And like when you really zoom out and then zoom back in and are like, wait, who's who's on this team that New York City would love? Well, let's see. This one guy hits the ball harder than anyone's ever hit a baseball. And he has really cool press conferences. He's like a good interview, a fun guy, like doesn't shy away from anything. Oh, yeah, he also has an MVP in the bag. Yeah, we can like this guy. Giancarlo. Homered in every game. That's a good way to get a pride.
How many prizes has he got in a row now? How many prizes has he got in a season now?
Okay.
We didn't give him from last week.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you went big fellow.
He should have got it. He could have got it. Wow, it's only a second on the season.
Yeah.
Tied for second most on the team
Damn.
this year.
Man. Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Oh.
Okay, my pride of the Yankees.
Yeesh.
And I don't know if you know who I'm going to give it to. I don't know if he's... Gleyber Torres.
Yeah, I thought so.
Gleyber Torres has a 417 OBP this series. Obviously, that heads up base running play.
Yeah.
The double play ball that he got in game one, and then the next inning after that, or 2 innings after that. But more importantly, like honestly, I'm just kind of like proud of Gleyber. Like he has made a turn from the sad boy, didn't run it out, got beat up more than he should have in the media, but still, just times were tough, and he took the brunt of it that day. And he's fun to watch now. And it's like, yeah, Gleyber's up. We got a chance. And and he's made like every routine play for maybe 2-3 weeks now.
Yeah, there's been a couple kind of close calls. There was that one where DJ came off the bag and he had to come back, but
in general,
everything considered,
Yeah.
even if the two mistakes he half made that haven't punished the Yankees, that's still a win.
You can
'cause
see
shortstop's a tough position.
the way he's throwing it on it's just nice and easy. Instead of that bam, bam, boom, fire, he's just kind of
he
lobbing
fields it and does a little sidearm, get it out.
Yeah.
Get it out and get it up.
Instead of that tap, tap, rocket throw. So it's almost just like my feeling on him as a player
Get it out and get it up.
has changed a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm happy about it.
Well, and we had
I did pull up stats. In the last 2 weeks, he has a 306 batting average and a 393 on base percentage. He's still not slugging, but it's almost like he's said, okay, I guess I'm not slugging right now, but I just need to get hits any other way. And so, 393 on base percentage, 306 batting average.
He's got to get that first homer out of the way. It's going to come. And if you're a baseball fan, after the first one comes, there's probably going to be 4 or 5 the week after that, because that's how this sick sport works. But no, Gleyber fundamentally has really looked locked in. He made a visible change at shortstop, the way he fields and gets rid of the ball. The nice plays at second base while flipping to Gio at second during the shift. Got a lot of fun Yankee Twitter conversations. But yeah, and that heads up base runner, man. We had a couple guys come up to us mid-game because they just listened to the Sharp Stats episode after the Gio hustle double. And then Gleyber does that later in the game, which, was some of the most heads-up base running and fun that we don't see a lot out of these Yankees. So good for him, man.
Yeah. So he is a pride.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cute.
Thank you. Next up, we have...
Ooh.
You Yankee motherfucker.
Ooh,
And-
ooh.
Who are you giving it to again?
Ooh. You can really dance. You can really dance. She went boom, boom, boom. He went. Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm going cop-out Chad. I'm happy with the series. Yes, kind of blew this game. Shit happens as a reliever.
Jeez.
I love you, Goosey. I'm sorry. We do on every show. Minus the midweek episode. And
What the hell, man? Chad.
Sorry.
What?
I'm sorry. It's Altuve. 2 strikes, man.
3-2. High fastball. That's what Altuve loves. He eats them for breakfast.
Bullshit.
It's a cereal brand he's working on.
You swear on your life.
They were going to do a big thing. They had to cancel the whole thing. Kellogg's had a deal worked with them. It's called the high fastballs, and they're little baseballs and full of speed. And now he's just eating them by himself because they had to can the whole thing. So he's got.
When you say
boxes.
full of speed, what do you mean?
If you tried them, you'd know.
Okay.
I'm going Aaron Judge.
I thought about it.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought about it.
I'm not really worried because watching his at-bats, I didn't get to watch him too closely today because we were at the stastadium, so I don't really get to see the pitches and the movement. But when he went 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts, they didn't feel like awful at-bats. I was kind of surprised by the result. But he's in a bit of a slide now, and on these 3 games, he went 1 for 13 with 9 strikeouts.
Yeah.
So you have a couple more games like that, and then it's like, what? So he's officially kind of on our slump watch, and I will be tuning in to the next 2 days.
Yeah.
So, Judge.
You'll be tuning in for the rest of the year.
No, I'll be tuning into Judge's numbers.
Judge's numbers next 2 days.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's baseball's a funny sport to the point that Giancarlo Stanton homers, and the crowd is chanting MVP for Giancarlo Stanton, which if you've been along for the roller coaster ride with us, you know how semi-ridiculous that is. And they're chanting MVP for Giancarlo Stanton while new 3-hole hitter Aaron Judge is up in a little bit of a slump. And it's kind of one of these like, how have we gotten here from people booing G to now MVP to Judgy struggling, and that's this beautiful fickle game, my friend.
You know, Peter Moreland dropped a. I was listening to Farm to Fame ad. Go listen to it.
Ad.
And Kelsey was talking, and Peter dropped a on her, and it made me laugh.
We're like an company now. Just pretty nuts.
On accident.
Yeah, we didn't mean it.
You have a regular old award?
Are we doing regular old awards?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You get to go first.
I'm going to give out the Arm in a Cast award.
Arm in a Cast.
Arm in a Cast award.
Arm in a Cast.
Arm in a Cast award.
Luis Severino.
It's not Sevy. That's probably, there could be some accuracies around that at some point.
Aaron Hicks.
It is Aaron Hicks. It is Aaron Hicks. Jimmy. Aaron Hicks ended up having a nice series. 6 for 10.
Yeah.
How about that? You know, infield single, bloop here, bloop there. Hey, not bad, kid, especially with the start he was off to. And, you know, he saw a little action from both sides of the plate, and that's where I had some friends. I forget if you had this. I've never had my arm in a cast. Have you ever been in a cast?
No, one time I went to the doctor. They said I broke my heel and I would need a cast. And me and my dad were driving home, and we were kind of cool. I was like 11 years old, and my dad was like, "Hey, first broken bone," like trying to make it like into like a boyhood rite of
Keep your
passage.
spirits up.
Let's
a
go
little bit.
get some Wendy's and celebrate.
Yeah.
And then as we were driving through the Wendy's drive-through, they called my dad, and they're like, "Oh, we misread it. It's not he didn't break his heel. They just misread the X-ray." Well, the celebration, boyhood rite of passage,
Yeah.
Wendy's tastes a little different after that.
So,
So no, I've never been in a cast.
you don't know how often I've heard that. No, I had some buddies that got casts, you know, middle school, early high school. And, you know, if it's their dominant hand, they have to learn how to use their non-dominant hand to do a lot of things.
Yeah,
Writing,
wiping their butt,
eating, touching their biscuits.
checking for cancer.
So Hicks, you know, both sides of the plate, got a little action in. And, you know, as we talked about a lot, that left side was getting scary and still lives a little scary. But, hey, he was good last series. 6 for 10 this series. Aaron Hicks, we did this a couple episodes of, like, what is firm and finite about the New York Yankees. Aaron Hicks is supposed to be one of those pieces, and I hope he gets legitimately hot because I know Twitter was hot on him. We were tough on him, but, I mean, a lot of the numbers were fair about that. So, yeah, Hicksy, good job, buddy. Get hot, man.
353 batting average, 450 on base percentage in his last 6 games.
Okay, couple series.
Having a good homestand.
Finish it off against Houston.
No, the Nationals.
Finish it off against the Houston Nationals.
Have a good homestand.
Have a good homestand,
Yeah.
man.
Good award.
He's above the Mendoza line.
Is he? What are his numbers on the season now?
202 batting average after a 3-for-3 day today.
Isn't that below the Mendoza line?
Mendoza line is 200.
200. So he's hitting 202.
I thought the Mendoza line was a little above 200, and then it got it's 215, the Mendoza line. So,
I've literally never heard that.
well, it's Mendoza's batting average, which is 215. I think people have kind of changed it to 200 because it's more round number.
The cutoff point is most often to be said 200.
I think it because he was always just above, just below 200.
I don't know. I thought it was his batting average of 215. Someone's probably said this on a broadcast before. Maybe Michael K's his batting average is actually 215.
Yeah.
200's bad.
Oh, yeah. He's
Good
getting
job,
going.
My first award is Fighter of the Sun.
Is this the award?
Fighter Champion of the Sun. Fighter of the Night Man.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
We'll just do some yes or no's. Does this award go to 6 people?
Yes.
Okay. That was my only question.
But it's a group of people. It's
Right.
not like a random 6 where I'm just all these guys had a good time.
I mean, I have an idea where you're going with this,
Mm-hmm.
but let it rip, Big Daddy.
Setup men. The setup men.
The setup men.
Yep, this goes to all of the setup men.
Okay.
All the people the Yankees have used, not named Chapman. Because he's not a setup guy.
Right.
He's closer.
It's true.
Wilson, Chad, Laza, Litke, O'Day, Nelson.
6 guys.
Someone tweeted at me, and I laughed.
We all left.
Said, our bullpen sucks in day games. I laughed because I was like, that's funny.
It's a fantastic message.
It's a fantastic tweet.
Incredible message.
I did the math.
Mm.
Our bullpen sucks in day games.
Yeah.
Those setup guys in day games, 32 and 2/3, 39.2 innings in day games, 4.59 ERA.
Mm.
In night games, 34 innings, 2.38 ERA. They have double the ERA in day games than night games, which is just weird.
Yeah.
Creatures of habit, routine, don't know the reasoning here. Also, not an actionable item because what are you going to do? You're not going to not use your bullpen in a day game because you kind of have to. It's nature of the beast.
Mm.
It's not like you can be like, well, Kluber, it's a day game. Need you to go all 9. But I guess it's something we can all be a little scared about now.
I like it.
Day game, the setup guys come in. You got to be a little bit on your toes.
Day game bullpen is on our radar right now.
Yeah, fully on everyone's radar.
Yeah.
Those numbers are different. It's
different.
It's different.
Steph, right.
So good observation. I should probably shout him out, but I don't know if I'm able to find him. It's just like a response to my tweet. John Reed at J Reed Cowboy. Bullpen is complete trash in day games. Not wrong. It's not wrong.
Not wrong. That's not wrong.
Not wrong. So, do with that what you will. I don't know if you can. The only thing you can do is kind of prep for it and be like, all right,
Is it on your radar, BBD?
I I wasn't fully listening.
Okay.
Because I was pulling up, I put it on the screen. The MLB.com definition of Mendoza line is a 200 batting average.
His batting average is 215, so
I saw some 215s in the chat. I think it's a good baseball discussion.
I think it changed at one point.
Society has changed it.
I think when he was playing,
yeah.
it was around 215.
The game's changing.
As far as more we go away from his actual career, I think it's just much easier to say 200.
Right. The game's changed. Less contact hitting.
So yeah, bullpen and day games.
Bullpen day games. It's on our radar.
Got to be. You know what? I didn't look at King's numbers.
Mike King.
And I wonder, when he went 6 out of the pen, that would change it drastically, so good thing I didn't use it, because that was a day game when he went 6 innings. Kind of very different than a setup guy role, though. That was a night game when he did good. I left King out of it, just kind of by accident. But that 6 innings pitched, 0 runs probably drags it
Helps.
down. But I mean,
that's
the other
also not like a setup. He was never looked at as a setup guy.
Yeah, all these other guys have been using
Nick
setup
Nelson
guys.
coming into the season. There were thoughts he could be setting things up,
and they were using him like that.
Yeah.
So watch out.
I'll see you next day game.
Yeah, Sunday.
Next one's is Saturday a day game? Saturday's a day game, so I might not see you next one.
We will not see each other. I'm getting my
We'll
vaccine, so
FaceTime.
I might be
My FaceTime. for you on the
Instagram
show.
Live.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see each other.
Hmm.
Okay. Good award.
Thank you.
Good award. My final award is the You Can't Bribe Them with Money award.
You can't bribe him with money
Can't
award.
Bribe Them with Money award.
Cole.
It's not Gareth. This got a little weird brain, I'll be honest.
Okay, I'm not going to guess.
It was a different angle than normally taken because it's a conversation I want to have. It's going to Gary Sanchez.
Oh, okay.
So, Kyle Higashioka took the starting catching gig.
Yes.
Saw that. Gary, in the game he played, he had a walk, a hit by pitch. He also hit a ball real well that you and I were talking about. And, there's some talk around baseball this year with the actual baseballs and hitting numbers are down that we're like, I think in 2019, 2020 baseball, Gary Sanchez might have had a dinger there or off the wall or something. This is leading into the next series a little bit. We mentioned the Nationals. They're coming to town this weekend. The next 2 starting pitchers are Patrick Corbin and Max Scherzer. Both those boys have been paid.
Sure have.
You can't bribe them with money. Gary's going to start one of those 2 games. It's Tyone, then Kluber. There's been a little Kluber-Tyone connection, or Kluber-Higgy connection. So it's night game, day game, day game. So Gary's starting one of the next 2 games. I don't know if it's Tyone or Kluber. It's probably Tyone. I think he's been paired up with Tyone a little bit. So, if it's Scherzer, he just had a baby.
I think Gary's going to start tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm leaning tomorrow too. But I'm getting this out of the way. If it's Scherzer, he just had a baby.
Yeah, third baby. Beautiful, beautiful child.
Gary's had some kids. Maybe he's got some pass-me-downs, or he could get him that egg baby thing that shakes the baby.
Okay. Shoe.
Yeah,
Snoo.
Snoo, yeah. Snuff. Get the baby some snuff. If it's Patrick Corbin, he just got the payday. He's been struggling a little bit. His best man said he wanted to be a Yankee. Maybe get him a signed Yankees thing.
Oh, my God. I forgot about that nonsense.
Maybe get him something signed from a Yankee legend, Paul O'Neill, something like that. To be like, hey, just give me like 3 fastballs away. Let me get a base hit. Because, guys, 90% of the reason Higgy got the starting catching job was because he was hitting. Like, Higgy's framing is nice. His defense is nice. Gary's defense has been not noticeable this year, which for Gary Sanchez is kind of good. if Gary can find a couple to dunk in, he'll find himself as the starting catcher, or maybe the Yankees will admit it's a platoon or whatever the next step is for the Yankees, even though they've been platooning. If Gary can buy one or figure out how to bribe one and he can get it going a little bit, there's still a long season ahead for Gary Sanchez. So figure out who you're playing against, bribe them to give you one hit, and that could spark the whole thing.
Okay.
That's baseball.
Yeah. They're not platooning right now. Higgy is definitely like the starter.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, whatever the next step is.
Yeah, it's interesting because I was going to give an award to Higgy, but it's the same conversation, so I won't.
Because Higgy was what, 0 for 7 this series?
Yeah, he saw a lot of breaking balls. He saw more breaking balls today than fastballs today, and I think now that the scouting report is kind of being built, it's Higgy's turn to change, or we're going to be frustrated with 2 catchers. Yeah. So kind of hopefully goes back to a platoon and Gary gets some regular at-bats because his ceiling is still higher. Or Higgy hits, but, you know, I think he was feasting on a lot of fastballs because they didn't really know what was going on. He doesn't have a hit on a breaking pitch yet. And I think in this game today, game 3, in game 1, I did it earlier. He saw more off-speed and breaking. 54% sliders today in this game. And 2 games ago, it was something like that.
Something to watch. I mean, storylines of this Yankee season, that's currently one.
Pass it back and forth. But one of them get hot. Yeah, that ball that Gary hit in game 2, the first pitch, drove it. I think in 2019, that's a home run, or 2020 or whatever.
And you could say this about any player at this point in the series. We've been talking about this, but if Gary has a good road trip or a good homestand, like, you know, his on-base percentage wasn't this bad this year. It's just everything else around it was. So, like, hey, Gary has 2 good series with a couple homers and a double. Like, his stats will look not awful, which it might be surprising to some people.
My next award is the Advent Calendar.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love them.
Well, of course you get a piece of chocolate every day.
I love them.
Obviously you like it.
Just what a fantastic win by our society.
When do you think Advent calendars were created?
I think they're European. Does that help?
No.
And they're probably not.
Okay. They're Nordic, it seems.
That was my thought. Why was that my thought?
Chocolate.
Fuck myself.
Okay. It goes to 2 people.
Okay.
Voit and Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm counting the days, baby. And I wish I was at 0. Voit had a double. He had a home run.
Yeah. 4 for his first 6.
I'd rather, you know, if they say we don't want to call Voit up too early because they'll have a couple weeks of struggling here and like get into a rhythm. Voit getting into a rhythm in the MLB, in MLB games, is still better than Ford in rhythm right now in MLB games. Even in presence alone. They walked 3 guys today in the first inning and then just got Ford out and it was over.
Yeah.
Like when Gleyber was up, it's just, well, we'll just walk Gleyber because Ford's up next.
Yeah.
And he put good wood on it. Shot to the first baseman, I guess. But, man, Voit would at least get, like, the respect. Like, he'd at least protect someone if he's behind him. And if he struggles for a little bit, like, well, it's still better.
Led the league in homers last year.
Vibes would be better, all that. So, I understand they're probably not going to bring... I mean, maybe if Gio's hurt, it does speed this up now. They said with Odor being hurt, it wouldn't, like, they weren't rush it. But even without all that.
Is that really interesting?
What?
If Gio has to go to the IL tomorrow, who
Yeah.
gets called up?
No one.
Excuse me?
Wade just placed. They don't have anyone else. They're not going to call Dietrich up because that fucks with their pitching. They traded Tyro.
Andujar?
They can call Andujar up. That'd be interesting.
He's like he's like officially not on a rehab assignment, Andor. He's just is in AAA.
I mean, the guys
So he
on
gets it easy.
the guys on the 40 man would be Florial, Andujar, and Voit.
All right, I have a question. If they call up Andujar,
Yeah.
do you play DJ at third, or do you play? Hold on. No. You have to play Andujar at third.
Or you
the
start Wade.
alternative would be Andujar at first.
Start Wade at second and Andujar at first.
You're not doing that.
It'd be a good one to look back at in a couple weeks.
You're not doing that. If Gio's gone, they're going to call up Andujar, but then he's going to have to play third.
I thought they stopped playing him at third.
They're playing in left field more in first base, so
I know when he first got activated, Boone had said he's gonna go play first in AAA, but now AAA games are here. Voigt's there doing a rehab assignment, so I think he's getting the first base time.
Right.
well, the chat is saying Andujar in left, but that doesn't solve anything because if Gio's hurt, you need an infielder.
Yeah.
When you play Clint at third, and
Yeah.
How if Gio's out, how are they going to do that? They're going to call up Andujar and just play him at third, right?
You either start Andujar at third or Andujar at first and Wade at second.
Someone asked why wouldn't they call up Dietrich? They traded away people for Odor to not call up Dietrich because if they call up Dietrich, they have to give him $500,000, and that goes against a trade they can make later in the season. So
Dietrich's break glass in case of emergency.
I don't think they're going to do that.
you're not gonna give
You
him
can't
a
start
40-man
Andujar
spot
and
right
Wade
now.
at the same time. Like with Gio out, that means now we have Andujar and Wade.
I mean, what's the alternative?
Who do you rather, Ford or Wade?
I'm kind of Wade right now.
Yeah, I guess I
I'd
don't
rather
care.
Wade.
At least you're getting defense.
So say Voit comes back and Andujar comes back.
Yeah.
Then it's Andujar at third.
So Voit and Andujar. So right now Albert Abreu is on the roster.
Yeah.
So this is if Gio went to the IL, there'd be one spot.
Yeah, but you can just send Abreu down.
Send Albert Abreu down. Okay.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean then you'd put
So, I mean, Andujar might be on the roster for 3 games. Voigt's coming back when they go to Tampa.
right.
At that point, if Gio's on the IL,
Right.
it's Voit at first, DJ at second, Gleyber at short. If Gio's hurt, it's going to be Andujar at third, which they're not even playing him at third in the minors right now because he's so bad.
That's
at the
where
position.
That's where I don't know how real that is. Like I know
Would they play Wade at third over him?
they could. I mean, you go Voit, Wade,
And DJ at third?
Gleyber, DJ. You could do that.
So
You-
Wade's going to get run over Andujar?
Yeah, it's probably a Wade, or how about this? If you call up Voit, then you can send down Ford. So then there is a spot for Andujar. I don't know.
Well, eventually,
Yeah, I guess
Ford
whenever
it's down.
I guess whenever Voigt's up, there's just no reason to have him and Ford both on the roster.
yeah,
'cause
yeah. But
especially.
But you also want
especially while
Andujar
Stan
getting
exists.
reps. Like
So,
it's
like-
okay if Ford is buried on the bench. The Yankees would rather have Ford buried on the bench than Andujar buried on the bench.
so like
Andujar
someone
on
just
the
said the
bench
Trevor
does nothing
Story
for him.
trade, like he's owed $18 million.
It's not happening.
So it's not happening.
Yeah.
If the Rockies somehow agreed to pay all of it,
No.
that'd be cool. But you
Why would the
can't do that.
Yeah, that- I
you
mean-
can't.
How about if
assume it?
How about if anyone's making more than 10 mil, they're out for that game.
sign Todd
Like yes,
Frazier?
in theory, you can.
They'd have to
give
pay him
them-
then. If they sign Todd Frazier, they have to pay him the same amount of money they'd have to pay Dietrich, and they don't want to
Yeah,
do that.
that's-
It's got to be someone from the 40 man. Otherwise, they're going to hinder a trade they can make at the deadline.
Yeah.
Is Todd Frazier not with the Pirates anymore? I thought he was on.
I
there.
thought he did re-sign with the Pirates too.
I thought they he's been up. I haven't been following their day-to-day transactions, so
Dude, I think it's what it is it's Wade or Andujar. That's like the platoon.
Have we gotten a Gio update?
Yeah, it'd be funny if they were like, he's fine.
Yeah. Which could be
Kind
an
of
option.
need him to be.
Did they-
If he goes on the 10-day, it's a mess, as we're seeing right now.
That's what we've stumbled into.
Did they say he's getting an MRI? Or am I dreaming that?
That's what Sam told us when we came back to
Gio
the office.
Urshela is getting an MRI on his knee.
So we won't know.
Aaron
for a
Boone
while.
said that Urshela was stable when they put him through tests at the stadium.
They might call up. They might. No, dude. I think they'd call up Andujar and play him at third, which is just bizarre because
They've kind of given up on that.
they've given up on that. It would be a stopgap.
It is the way, because if you're calling him up, there's no benefit to him being there if he's not getting like the week of full at bats. So like that is a way to get him like a week of get to bat 4 times a night.
Let's get weird.
And he's
Put him at
bad there,
first.
but he's comfortable at third.
Put him at first.
Yeah. Just need Gio not to be hurt
Yeah.
because then it gets really funky.
What else from this series?
Did everyone give out awards?
Yep. I think we both went 2.
Awarded out.
Who did we miss? Clint puts one in the short porch today. Good for him.
Yeah, he needs to keep going.
Yeah. Fee.
I think we're going to get into familiar territory. With Clint and Gardy and Gary and Higgy.
Okay. I like that.
And we're going to someone's got to step up. And we're going to, we're a month and a week into the season now. So, you get into mid-May, it's
Yeah.
results time.
Both of those storylines are horse races right now.
Whichever of you gets hot, it's you. Till you're
Either
not.
of you starts running, you're gonna get some play. It's kind of fun.
Is
Both got the
Andor playing
chance.
third at all right now?
Rugi on the IL. I mean, they've
Today's
only played 2
only
games,
the
right?
second day of games. I
Yeah, but
think,
like
right?
alt site.
Started on the 4th, so today would be their 3rd game.
Sessa having a good year. Licky has bounced back really well lately. Johnny Lasagna is a machine. Chapman, just full gross insanity stuff. And, good. Garrett Cole, 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. The same guy got him twice for solo dingers.
Yeah, I'm fine with Garrett. I'm fine with Cole. It was the second least amount of swings and misses he's ever gotten as a Yankee. Only 8 swings and misses. They said 7 is the least he's ever gotten.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Against his former team. Former pitching coach. You wonder if they got anything. And also, maybe just Jordan Alvarez got him twice. And the rest of the guys are pretty good, too.
Andor started the first 2 games of minor leagues in left field. Who's playing third down there?
Andujar.
Dietrich.
An hour ago, Scranton put out their lineup. He's playing first base there today.
So he played left field, first base. So, I
Yeah.
mean, they've punted on him being a third baseman, which makes sense because they asked him to make some changes, and he didn't. And he's bad. He's historically one of the worst third basemen that played a full season at third. But what do you do if Gio's hurt right now?
So, would you rather have, the options there are, if, let's say, Gio is out, 10-day IL. It's either Ford, Wade, Gleyber, DJ, or it's Andujar at first or third, DJ at second or third, and Gleyber. I'm a little bit of a risk taker.
You're
especially
missing
in-
someone in the second scenario. You only said 3 players.
So it's either
I think
it's either Andujar, Wade, Gleyber, DJ, or it's Andujar, or it's
pick 2 of Andujar, Ford,
it would be
Wade any
you'd
given
have to
day.
you'd have to put Ford back at first base. So then it would be Ford, DJ, Gleyber, Andujar, which I'd rather have the defense and the running.
I'd rather
I'd have
Andujar with
Ford
like
at first and Wade at third
Okay.
for 3 games
Okay. Ford and Wade.
because Stan's
I
the
guess at the
offense
end
right
of
now.
this game they've been
Sure.
doing Wade Like today they did Wade third and DJ second today, so they're comfortable with
I'd
that.
rather never see Andujar at third base again. I have
That's
no
fine.
idea what he can do at first base.
Right. That would be
I'm
the
comfortable
that would
with
be
that
the
being
unknown.
your answer.
And if you're gonna
I'm also
If you're-
not picking Andujar at third.
bring Andujar up to play first base, and then Wade has to play second or third, you're just gonna leave Andujar in AAA and keep getting him everyday reps and keep Ford for 3 more days, and then wait for Voit, and then Voigt's gonna play first. If you're not putting him at third base, there's no need to call up Andujar.
Okay.
So then, but
You
then
just
who are
ride
you
f-
calling up just to take Gio's spot if he's going IL?
Yeah, I mean, I'd just be interested. You know,
I don't know.
if we've punted on Miguel Andujar as a third baseman, which I think everyone pretty much has. I mean, at some point you've got to see him at first base or left field.
We'll see him in the minors for a little first.
If it's 3 games, like why not roll it out there?
You just mess with him.
I mean,
Like,
Ford's not doing much. I mean, he's starting at first base tonight in the minor leagues.
yeah, but they want him to get like a month of minor league at bats because he hasn't gotten regular
hasn't
hitting
gotten-
time. That's his major issue.
He hasn't gotten like full weeks of ABs, and he hasn't gotten like full weeks at first base.
Very interesting. Be healthy, Gio.
They got no other infielders they can call up. So I just think they wouldn't make a roster move because then you send Ford down, you can't use him for 10 days again. I just think if you're not using Andujar at third and Voigt's coming in 3 days anyway, and you're winning games with Ford at first, they'll just leave Ford at first for this Nats series and then call up Voigt, and Wade will get run at second or third.
I mean, they can, but you might as well have a body on the roster in case there's an
So
extra
call
inning
up-
games or anything. Like,
Who's down there right now that can get called up?
it's
No
Andujar or Florio.
Yeah,
no,
or
I
Luke
mean,
Voit.
I mean, like, what arm would you be calling up then? I mean, I guess it doesn't really.
Then it'd be
matter.
running a 2-man bench.
Like Krisky.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
That's weird. Gio can't be hurt.
3 games at home in May versus the Nationals. If there's a time to see some Papa do at first base, I'm interested.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. I mean, fine, but they're going to call him up, and if he gets hits, then he's going to go back down for Voigt, and then it's going to be like a whirlwind.
At least we saw it, and maybe some other teams saw it. And the Yankees strayed him, you know? You love a good exhibition.
That's an interesting thought process. All right. Yeah, if he goes to the 10-day, very interesting because they lost Odor, and they lost Gio. Bruce retired.
Unretire.
You can call Gittins up, but then you got to make a 40-man move.
And
I'd rather that than Andujar for 3 days.
Call up Voigt and have him just sit on the bench the first day.
I don't know what you do. It's I'm pretty interested in what they do.
Very interesting.
activate him and just can only be a pinch hit and you're out of
Yeah,
there.
just give him one at bat. That's his rehab assignment.
Either way,
It's like that, like when Judge came back from the wrist. It was September, so there weren't minor league games to send him to. but they were
Baseball
like,
is happening.
go play right field 2 innings.
either way, Gio won't play tomorrow, so I'm guessing it's going to be Wade at second, DJ at third, Ford at first tomorrow.
Yeah.
Probably right.
Yeah. Pujols again. They'd have to pay him,
Yeah.
and they traded for Odor because they didn't want to pay Dietrich $500,000.
Yeah.
So don't expect anyone that isn't on the 40 man.
That they're gonna have to give actual.
Maybe they
dollars.
do it and they say screw it, but maybe. But nothing has lent that way. So
I guess there's a chance because when Voigt's back in a week, you can just cut him and.
You
Well,
just
I guess
pay him
baseball.
20K. I don't know.
yeah, no.
I don't know. Nope. Don't dream Pujols.
It's not Pujols, like specifically. No.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's find out.
We'll find out what happens. Yeah, thanks for
Talk
tuning
to you
in.
guys Sunday.
Pre-game tomorrow.
Pre-game
Yeah.
show
You might
tomorrow.
know.
Appreciate you. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.